She sits in a prime legal leadership role when time comes to decide the fate of police officers involved in the shooting of Freddie Gray. But Baltimore's top prosecutor is on the minds of many, and in the minds of many, on her way to becoming a complete laughingstock in her handling of the case, one that hasn't even begun yet and may already be off the rails. Let's get back on track. Welcome back. The veteran attorney, partner at O'Brien and Ryan in Philadelphia, the Newsmax legal eagle, Heather Hansen joins us. Heather, thanks for being here, and we're going to get right to work here on Marilyn Mosby because I'll tell you, this is indeed becoming a little bit of a sideshow. She's doing magazine interviews, she's doing personal appearances, yet here's what really strikes people. The judge presiding over the prosecution of the 6 officers struck the state's motion for a gag order in the case. It was filed in the wrong court. Heather, how do you do something like this when you're supposed to be in charge?
In this type of case, Ed, which is so important, you would think that you would really be dotting every I and crossing every T. The thing is, this is not her first sort of easy mistake. She named the wrong addresses when she initially named the officers. She put the wrong addresses for those officers, which of course caused a lot of angst for the people who actually lived at those addresses. Now here, the case was transferred from one court to the other, and she and her office filed the motion in the wrong court. Now, to be fair, it's probably members of her office who are actually doing the filing and not her. But when your name is on a case and you are out there getting so much publicity about a case, it's really in your best interest to make sure that it's filed in the proper court.
Well, now here's something interesting too. Apparently about 3 weeks before the Freddie Gray incident, her office, asked police to target that intersection with enhanced drug enforcement efforts. Now, wait a minute. The defense attorneys are now coming in and saying Mrs. Mosby is now an integral part of the story and is as such a central witness. Do they have a case?
I think they do. I mean, you know, it's really the weight of all of the evidence towards recusal. There's 2 different things here, Ed. There's recusal where someone voluntarily says, I'm going to take myself off this case, or offers to at least. And then there's disqualification where the court says you have to be taken off this case. Disqualification is a high bar, and I don't know that they've met it. I would argue that she should recuse herself simply if for no other reason than because it is such an important case to our nation, and there's so many ways in which she looks like she can't be fair. This, to me, is the straw that breaks the camel's back. The fact that she had encouraged the police officers, mind you, one of the police officers who was actually arrested here read that email indicating that they were to target this particular corner. It could well be that she becomes a witness in this case, and clearly if you're the attorney, you can't be cross-examining or examining yourself. So it causes yet another wrinkle in the trial of this case if she maintains as the prosecutor. It would be in everyone's best interest, including her own, for her to recuse herself.
In your opinion, if she does not recuse herself, are we then looking at we're already looking at a multitude of appeals no matter what happens, but will this only lengthen the process, make it even tougher?
No doubt about it. If she does not recuse herself, the defense has filed the motion for disqualification to have her to recuse herself. If she does not recuse herself, it's yet another reason for an appeal. The stronger motion that the defense has filed is a motion for change of venue. I expect that to be granted. If it's not granted, it is a dead giveaway that that will be appealed.
All right, I got about a minute or so left here. Get to this quickly. 3 jurors dismissed in the Aurora theater trial. What should we glean from that?
Well, it really is an interesting, it really just shows how much technology influences what goes on in the courtroom. This stems from an incident where a prosecutor was actually tweeting during court. Now, that is absolutely prohibited. And as an attorney, we barely look at our phones during court because you don't want the jurors knowing that you're looking at your phone and paying attention to anything other than the witness. This prosecutor was tweeting. Apparently, he says that he meant to be texting. In any event, the husband of one of the jurors called his wife and told her that he had seen in the news that a prosecutor was tweeting. The jurors are not supposed to be getting any outside information like this. And so this is a huge problem. The judge brought them in. One of the problems was that the jurors didn't volunteer this information on her own. Luckily, this jury, the judge has a number of alternates just in case this type of thing happens. But you've got to remember, there's so much press going on about this case. And it's not just in the old days, you know, you'd say, don't read the paper, don't turn on the TV. Now it's don't even look at your phone because there's always that chance that you're going to be influenced by something that you see on there. There's plenty of jurors left. Right now, it's not a problem, but we see where it could become a problem where a number of jurors can be tainted by outside information.
Tweet or an email, the judge isn't going to buy it. Heather, always a pleasure to have you on the show. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you real soon.
Good to be here, Ed. Take care.
Take care. We here at the Hardline and Newsmax want to thank our loyal readers and viewers. Now, aside from the fact, and of course many of you already know this, that we already have some of the most intelligent people in the world viewing this audience and this show, let's just note that you've helped to catapult Newsmax into the top 5 of places where Americans and the world get their political news. Numbers are in from eBiz MBA rank, and Newsmax now the 4th most popular political website, trailing only the HuffPost, the Blaze, the Drudge Report. The rankings continually updated, an average of each website's global traffic rank and the U.S. traffic rank. So as of June 1st, Newsmax.com, 16 million estimated visitors every month, as where a growing part of the population seeking the best political news goes every day to get the latest. We thank you and will continue to live up to your viewership. The Hardline continues.